Alex's childhood memories in central Iowa were as vivid as they were unnerving. Growing up near Des Moines in a small rural town, life was marked by endless rows of corn stretching to the horizon and a simplicity that belied the mystery hidden within that vast agricultural landscape. Every morning, Alex would mount his trusted bicycle to ride the familiar route to school. His parents, both hardworking and caring, had one firm rule: never take the shortcut through the cornfield. They worried that in a world without cell phones or instant communication, a wrong turn among the towering stalks could spell disaster. Yet for a spirited, independent youth, that very rule only added a layer of intrigue to his daily routine. On a bright morning that promised little else than the ordinary, Alex set out on his usual journey. The dew still clung to the corn leaves, and the soft hum of nature provided a comforting soundtrack to his ride. As he pedaled along the dusty road, memories of laughter, carefree adventures, and the subtle beauty of the countryside filled his mind. It was a time of innocent bravery, a period when every decision carried a mix of excitement and a hint of danger. Halfway through his ride home, the unexpected happened. Without warning, the chain of Alex's bicycle popped loose, clattering to the ground as if protesting the monotony of the day. Despite his best efforts and the skills his father had once taught him, nothing worked. Alex stood there, heart pounding, as he weighed his options: follow the long, well-worn road that wound around the vast cornfield, or risk taking the forbidden shortcut. The idea of traversing the mysterious maze of corn was both terrifying and strangely appealing. In that moment of indecision, memories of his parents' gentle warnings mingled with an inner yearning for freedom and self-reliance. With a deep breath, Alex made his choice. He pushed his bicycle into the cornfield, reasoning that if he simply walked straight through, he could reach home faster. The tall, dense stalks of corn seemed to tower over him, transforming the field into an otherworldly corridor where every shadow danced with possibility. At first, the experience was surreal. The rustling leaves and the gentle sway of the corn in the breeze created a hypnotic rhythm. The play of sunlight and shadow over the green expanse evoked both nostalgia and wonder. Alex felt as if he were stepping into a secret world, a hidden passage connecting the familiar to the unknown. Yet, as he progressed deeper into the maze, an unsettling silence began to settle. The usual sounds of chirping birds and rustling small animals faded, replaced by a heavy, almost palpable stillness. It wasn't long before the tranquility was broken by a subtle, persistent rustling sound off the beaten path. At first, Alex tried to convince himself it was merely the wind, a natural symphony orchestrated by nature. But as he advanced, the noise grew louder and more deliberate, echoing through the rows like an uninvited whisper. Every so often, Alex's eyes would dart back over his shoulder, seeking the source of the sound. But all he saw were the swaying stalks and his own anxious reflection in the dim light. Then, in a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, the rustling stopped. Relief washed over him in a brief, almost cathartic sigh. But just as quickly, when he resumed his cautious steps, the sound returned, louder, closer, and unmistakably deliberate. Panic began to creep into his thoughts. Was it an animal? Or was it something, or someone, else entirely? It was at that critical juncture that Alex's world shifted. Rounding a bend between the corn rows, he suddenly came face to face with a man. The stranger stood in the middle of the path, his arms hanging loosely at his sides. His clothes were tattered and dirt-stained, and long, deep scratches marked his forearms, evidence of past hardships or perhaps encounters that left him scarred. The man's eyes locked onto Alex with an intensity that was both unsettling and inexplicable. In a low, raspy tone, the stranger asked if Alex was lost. For a long, agonizing moment, Alex could do nothing but freeze, trapped in a state between terror and disbelief. The man stepped forward, his presence now filling every inch of the narrow passage. His extended hand, as if offering help, seemed both a gesture of kindness and a prelude to something far more sinister. In that instant, every instinct within Alex roared with a desire to flee, and his legs finally obeyed. He dropped his bicycle and sprinted through the corn, the sound of crashing footsteps and urgent shouts echoing behind him. As he ran, every turn, every rustle in the corn sent his heart racing faster. Memories of his parents' warnings mingled with the raw, electrifying thrill of survival. In the frantic moments of his escape, Alex's mind was a whirlwind of emotions, fear interlaced with a strange, almost unexplainable exhilaration. With every step, he was not only fleeing the mysterious stranger, but also embracing the untamed courage that had always defined him. Eventually, the chaos of the chase gave way to a heavy, oppressive silence. When Alex finally emerged from the cornfield, twilight had set in, and he could see the familiar silhouette of his family's home in the distance. His body trembled uncontrollably, a mix of exhaustion and adrenaline leaving him nearly paralyzed. In that moment, relief battled with the lingering horror of what had transpired. Upon reaching home, he was met by tearful, anxious parents whose concern was palpable. That night, as Alex lay awake, he replayed the events in his mind. The terrifying encounter, the echoing footsteps, and the rasp of the stranger's voice all became part of his inner narrative. Yet, amid the fear and uncertainty, a seed of resilience took root. Alex realized that even in the face of inexplicable terror, he had found a well of inner strength he never knew he possessed. The experience, though deeply frightening, had also taught him a valuable lesson about trusting his instincts and embracing the unknown as a catalyst for growth. In the days that followed, the incident left an indelible mark on Alex's life. The mysterious stranger, the forgotten bicycle, and the labyrinth of cornfields became a touchstone, a reminder of the precarious balance between caution and courage. While the memory was undeniably eerie, it also sparked within him a determination to confront challenges head-on, to explore beyond the boundaries set by fear, and to cherish the transformative power of facing one's inner demons. Alex's story in that haunting Iowa cornfield became a legend of sorts, a tale passed down among friends and family, imbued with both horror and a sense of wonder. It served as a poignant reminder that even the darkest moments can give rise to unexpected reservoirs of strength and resilience. For Alex, that fateful shortcut was not just a terrifying ordeal. It was a turning point that illuminated the path to self-discovery and a deeper appreciation for life's intricate tapestry. Years later, another chapter unfolded in the life of Jordan, a kindred spirit whose experiences resonated with the echoes of a haunted past. Having left behind the bustling memories of youth, Jordan returned to his roots in a quaint town near Syracuse, New York. The family farm, nestled in the serene embrace of upstate New York's rolling hills and fertile fields, was a place where tradition met nature's raw beauty. Yet, beneath its calm exterior, the farm harbored secrets and shadows reminiscent of the eerie tales once whispered in the cornfields of Iowa. Jordan's decision to return home was driven by love and responsibility. With his parents aging and the burden of farm management growing heavier, he felt compelled to lend his strength to the family legacy. The farm was a picturesque haven, its sprawling acres marked by orderly rows of corn, the gentle hum of nature, and the promise of simpler, more grounded times. Each day, as the sun cast a golden glow over the fields, Jordan found solace in the routine of tending the land. Yet a subtle unease began to creep into his heart. It started with an innocuous detail, a figure at the far edge of the cornfield. At first, Jordan dismissed it as a trick of the fading light, or perhaps a stray neighbor checking on his own crops. However, as the days passed, the figure reappeared consistently, always at the same time, just before sunset, when the sky blushed with the day's last light. The apparition, silent and motionless like a scarecrow come to life, drew closer to the farmhouse with each passing evening. The mystery of the figure tugged at Jordan's curiosity and stirred a blend of emotions. It was not just fear that he felt, but also a deep, almost philosophical contemplation of the unknown. Could it be that the land itself held memories of the past? Was this silent visitor a remnant of forgotten stories, or a herald of changes yet to come? Every time Jordan caught a glimpse of that shadowy form, his mind raced with possibilities. There was beauty in the uncertainty, a reminder that life was full of surprises, both wondrous and frightening. Determined to uncover the truth, Jordan resolved to confront the mystery. One evening, armed with nothing more than his resolve and a warm lantern, he ventured to the edge of the field. As he approached, the figure remained eerily still, almost as if it were waiting for him. Jordan called out gently, his voice echoing softly against the twilight. The figure shifted, a subtle movement that confirmed it was in fact human. Yet, no words were exchanged. The silence was profound, laden with an unspoken narrative that spanned generations. Jordan's investigation took on multiple dimensions. He sought out local lore, visiting neighboring farms in the Finger Lakes region, where elders spoke in hushed tones of mysterious occurrences and unexplained sightings near cornfields. Some believed that these apparitions were the spirits of those lost to time, guardians of the land protecting its secrets. Others saw them as warnings, a call to remain vigilant in a rapidly changing world. In every conversation, Jordan sensed a common thread. The land, in its quiet majesty, held stories that transcended the boundaries of ordinary life. As the mystery deepened, Jordan's emotions fluctuated between apprehension and a resolute determination to protect his family's legacy. At times, the presence of the figure felt almost benevolent, an invitation to look beyond the surface and embrace the magic inherent in the natural world. At other moments, it was a stark reminder of life's precarious balance between light and shadow. The spectral visitor, increasingly drawing closer with each twilight, forced Jordan to reckon with the possibility that his return to the farm was not merely a matter of duty, but a journey toward understanding and reconciliation with the past. One particularly crisp evening, when the air was tinged with the scent of autumn and the promise of change, Jordan experienced a turning point. The figure appeared not at the far edge of the field, but much nearer, to the very threshold of the farmhouse. In that charged moment, time seemed to slow. Every heartbeat echoed in the silence as Jordan prepared himself for whatever revelation awaited. Summoning his courage, he stepped forward, determined to bridge the gap between fear and understanding. In a dramatic yet deeply personal confrontation, the figure retreated as Jordan's steady gaze and heartfelt inquiry filled the space. In that fleeting exchange, Jordan perceived a profound truth. The mystery was not an external threat, but an internal catalyst. It urged him to confront old wounds, to acknowledge the shadows of loss and change that had long lingered on the family farm. The experience ignited a spark, a transformation that led Jordan to view the haunting not as a curse, but as an invitation to heal and rebuild. Following that encounter, the air on the farm seemed charged with a renewed sense of purpose. Neighbors, too, began to notice subtle changes. Conversations over warm cups of coffee in local diners turned to shared experiences of the inexplicable, and a spirit of camaraderie emerged as communities united to safeguard their heritage. The mysterious figure, once a symbol of foreboding, evolved into a poignant reminder of resilience and the enduring bond between people and the land. In the months that followed, Jordan dedicated himself to transforming the farm into a beacon of community and renewal. He organized local gatherings where residents shared stories, memories, and aspirations for the future. Through art, music, and collaborative projects, the farm became more than a place of work. It was a sanctuary where the past and the present intertwined, and where every whisper of the wind was a testament to life's perpetual cycle of loss and hope. The journey was not without its emotional trials. Jordan often grappled with the fear of the unknown and the weight of responsibilities that stretched across generations. Yet, each day brought small victories, a new seedling sprouting in the field, a shared laugh over dinner, or the comforting knowledge that even in darkness, light could be found. The haunting presence at the edge of the cornfield, rather than paralyzing him with fear, had awakened in him a deep sense of gratitude for the interconnectedness of life. In embracing the mystery, Jordan discovered that the shadows were not solely harbingers of danger, but also guardians of hidden wisdom. They taught him that every experience, no matter how chilling, held the potential to inspire growth and forge stronger bonds within a community. With each sunset that painted the sky in vibrant hues, Jordan found himself more resilient, more open to the beauty of life's unpredictable tapestry. Thus, the story of the family farm in upstate New York became a narrative of transformation, a chronicle of how confronting one's fears and embracing the unknown can lead to profound healing. It was a story that resonated deeply with those who understood that life, in all its complexity, was as much about enduring hardships as it was about celebrating the moments of light that follow. After years of grappling with past shadows, Taylor embarked on a new chapter of life in Southern California, a land known for its vibrant energy, endless horizons, and, unexpectedly, a vast, abandoned cornfield that lay adjacent to a modest, time-worn home. While Southern California is famed for its sun-drenched beaches and bustling cities, Taylor found solace in the quiet isolation of the countryside, where nature and mystery danced in a delicate balance. Taylor's new home was a study in contrasts. By day, the golden light of California bathed the landscape in warmth and promise. The cornfield, though unkempt, shimmered with the brilliance of a well-tended crop from a distant past. It was a silent witness to the cycles of growth and decay, of life's ephemeral beauty. In this environment, Taylor sought to create a life imbued with hope and the courage to overcome adversity, a life defined not by fear, but by the power of resilience and the transformative spark of determination. In the early days, Taylor embraced the opportunity to reinvent himself. His routine was simple, yet meaningful. Mornings were spent tending to the small garden and exploring the sprawling property, while evenings were reserved for reflection and creative pursuits. Each sunset was a reminder that every day carried its own promise, and that even the most daunting challenges could be met with a steadfast heart. However, as the months wore on, the past seemed to linger like a faint echo. One cold, windy October night, as Taylor relaxed on the back deck with a cigarette in hand and gazed out at the cornfield, an unexpected sound shattered the tranquility, a sharp, piercing scream that cut through the night like a clarion call. The scream was unmistakably human, raw with anguish and despair, and it sent a shiver down Taylor's spine. It was as if a cry for help had emerged from the very heart of the cornfield, a desperate plea that could not be ignored. Without hesitation, Taylor's instincts took over. Driven by a deep-seated compassion and an unyielding desire to protect those in need, he grabbed his hunting rifle and stepped out into the night. The cool air and the eerie silence of the cornfield set the stage for a confrontation that was as unexpected as it was unsettling. Taylor's heart pounded in his chest as he navigated the narrow paths between the corn stalks, his flashlight beam trembling in the darkness. The cornfield, usually a symbol of pastoral peace, now seemed transformed into a labyrinth of secrets and shadows. Every rustle, every creak of the stalks heightened Taylor's sense of urgency and dread. The scream, a sound that might have once been dismissed as the cry of the wind, now resonated with a poignant reminder of vulnerability and the ever-present need to stand guard over those who might be lost or harmed. As Taylor ventured deeper into the field, his determination clashed with an undercurrent of fear. He called out repeatedly for the source of the scream, his voice echoing through the corn, yet the only answer was silence. The experience was a crucible of emotion, fear, hope, and a resolute belief in the necessity of action. In that moment, Taylor's inner resolve shone as brightly as the stars above, and he refused to be paralyzed by uncertainty. Then, as if the night itself had decided to test his courage further, an unexpected blaze erupted in the cornfield. Flickers of orange light danced on the edges of the darkness as small flames began to spread rapidly. Taylor's breath caught in his throat. The fire, though initially modest, threatened to engulf the field, a symbol of uncontrollable chaos set against the calm of the night. With a surge of adrenaline, Taylor sprang into action. He grabbed a garden hose from the side of his house, turned on the water with urgency, and raced back toward the inferno. The scene was surreal, a battle between nature's destructive power and the determined will of one person to protect life and property. As the water sprayed onto the flames, Taylor's focus was unwavering. His mind, however, was racing with thoughts of the scream, the earlier call for help, and the profound responsibility he felt to ensure that no innocent soul would be left behind in the chaos. The blaze served as a catalyst, forcing him to confront not only the immediate danger, but also the lingering memories of past encounters that had once threatened to overwhelm him. Just as Taylor began to gain control of the fire, another chilling realization struck. Amidst the chaos of the flames, he noticed signs of an intruder, a presence that could only be described as sinister. Broken items, shattered dishes, and the disarray of his once orderly home told a tale of deliberate vandalism. It was as if someone had used the chaos as cover to break in, to leave their mark in a way that was both personal and profoundly disturbing. With the fire now subsiding under Taylor's relentless efforts and the sound of approaching sirens in the distance, a tense calm settled over the scene. The arrival of police and firefighters brought a temporary sense of security, yet Taylor's mind churned with questions. Who was the intruder? What did the scream truly signify? And most importantly, how could he reconcile the terror of the night with the hope that had driven him to act? In the days that followed, Taylor's life was forever altered by the events of that night. The intrusion left a scar, a reminder of the fragility of safety and the unpredictable nature of the world. Yet, amid the darkness, Taylor discovered an unexpected reservoir of strength. His actions that night, born of a deep commitment to protect life, served as a testament to the transformative power of courage. Through the lens of experience, he began to see that every challenge, every terrifying encounter, was also an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. The strange occurrence in Southern California, set against the backdrop of an abandoned cornfield and a modest home, became a symbol of redemption. Taylor's journey from fear to empowerment was shared in hushed tones among neighbors and community members, inspiring others to face their own challenges with resolve and compassion. The events were recounted not just as a series of frightening moments, but as a narrative of resilience, a story that illustrated how confronting one's demons can ultimately pave the way for renewal and transformation. In reflecting on that fateful October night, Taylor came to understand that the true battle was not solely against the external chaos of fire or intruders, but against the internal forces of doubt and despair. It was a struggle that required the unwavering belief in one's ability to overcome, to rise above the darkness, and to create a future filled with promise. The night's events, from the heart-wrenching scream to the blistering blaze, had, in their own harrowing way, ignited within him a desire to build a life where hope reigned supreme. As Taylor rebuilt his home and reasserted his sense of security, he found comfort in the realization that every hardship carried within it the seeds of transformation. His story became a beacon of inspiration, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming terror, the human spirit possesses an incredible capacity to heal, to adapt, and to emerge stronger than ever before. With each day that dawned, the memory of that chilling night was tempered by the knowledge that through action, empathy, and determination, one could not only survive, but truly thrive. In the end, the saga of the fiery reckoning on the cornfield frontier in Southern California stands as a powerful narrative of transformation. It reminds us that the darkness we face is not an end in itself, but a passage, a challenging but ultimately illuminating journey that leads to greater awareness, compassion, and strength. Taylor's experience, etched in the annals of his life, continues to inspire those who hear it, urging them to confront their fears and embrace the light that follows even the most daunting night. In reflecting on the journeys of Alex, Jordan, and Taylor, we witness an evolving saga of courage, resilience, and transformation amid life's darkest moments. Each character faced their unique, spine-tingling challenges, from the eerie shortcuts through vast cornfields in Iowa, to haunting shadows over a family farm in upstate New York, and finally to the fiery ordeal in Southern California. Their stories remind us that even in moments of fear and uncertainty, inner strength and determination can lead to profound personal growth. The experiences teach us to embrace the unknown, learn from adversity, and transform challenges into opportunities for renewal. In today's fast-paced world, these lessons inspire us to confront our fears, take bold risks, and build supportive communities that foster growth. If you found this narrative moving and insightful, please subscribe to our channel to support and encourage more inspiring content like this.